Okay guys, anti-ice crew for D-Scapes. We've been working at the yard this week to try to make life a little easier. And what I'm going to do, or what I've done here, is made a manifold for all three tanks, so that instead of having to move the pump around when we switch tanks, you can just turn valves. This way every hose has a valve on it too, so there's lots of safeties in place in case a valve gets left open. But when you leave, we'll have to be trying to shut the valves off as well, just because we've got a lot of homeless traffic around here. So basically the way it works now is, if you want to hook out at the gray tank, you'll open the main valve at the bottom of the gray tank here. You'll open the white valve on the manifold here, and you'll leave these other two valves closed, which go to the other two turquoise tanks. You're gonna open the valve up on the suction side of the pump, open the valve up on the exit side of the pump, put the hose into your anti-ice tank, and open the valve up to allow the fill to occur. That'll be how we run out of the gray tank. So if we're finished the gray tank, we want to switch over to one of the turquoise tanks. What you'll be doing is making sure that gray tank valves are shut, which is the yellow valve there and the white valve there. That'll isolate the gray tank out, and they'll open one of these two valves depending on which tank we want to pull out of for the turquoise tanks. So you can follow the hose for the turquoise tank. We've got the back tank hooked up and the front tank hooked up. So you'll still have to open, if you want to suck out of these tanks, you'll have to open a minimum of two valves. The valve at the tank and the valve at the manifold. And that'll allow us to basically draw from the gray tank first. Then we're going to draw out of the front turquoise tank. Then as a reserve, we're going to draw out of the back turquoise tank. So basically the two turquoise tanks are our reserves in case there's a problem with getting anti-ice fluid. So we always want to use the gray tank first, then the forward turquoise tank, and you should be contacting me or the office as soon as we switch on to that so we can order more fluid. And if for some reason the fluid gets held up, we know we've got the back as our main reserve tank. This should allow no hoses to have to be disconnected and really minimize the spilling that we're doing, because we're having some complaints here and there's some risks. So we just want to make sure, one, you keep every valve closed when you're not here, because again, there's a lot of traffic around here. And two, we want to make sure that you basically, there's many check stops in the system in case a pipe breaks, in case somebody pulls a hose. There's at least 4 valves shutting the fluid off. And again, when you leave this place, make sure everything is closed.